Hi and welcome to another gaming video, and in today's video I want to talk about new 3DS exclusive games. Now these are games that are designed to run only on the new 3DS, the new 3DS XL and the new 2DS XL. I have had a new 2DS XL for about 6 months and I have recently just picked up a new 3DS XL, and they are awesome consoles. The newness of them, so the extra buttons, the extra processing power, the extra system RAM is fantastic. They are miles better than the original sort of 3DS, 2DS and 3DS XL. And along with these consoles came out some exclusive games that would only run on the newer hardware. If you put it in an older 3DS, it would say this is for the new 3DS only. That all sounds great, and we were expecting a huge amount of game selection, and we didn't get it. There is a handful of games that are made just for the new 3DS consoles. I recently picked up this is Fire Emblem's Warrior, and it's for the new 3DS, only for the new 3DS, and 3DS XL and new 2DS XL. Looks completely different to a normal 3DS game. It's gone for this black look. The cartridge is pretty much the same, but it's got a black label. And I've never played one of these Fire Emblem games before, but I bought it because I wanted to see just how much of an improvement playing a game that was designed for the newer systems was. And I can say, absolutely stunning. The graphics on it, the smoothness, the frame rate is superb. Way above anything that I've played on an older 3DS. But when you've got a list of, well, I think about 10 games that were released for it, it really just shows you that Nintendo weren't fully behind it. You've got Xenoblade Chronicles, Fire Emblem Warriors and Minecraft, and then there's a few more. These are all exclusive to the new 3DS, and while they are fantastic, and yes they do take advantage of the extra processing power, the extra system RAM and the extra video RAM and the extra buttons, we should have seen a lot more. And I think if Nintendo would have pushed it and developers had got behind it, the 3DS would have lasted even longer. So the original 3DS was released in 2011, was moderately successful to start with. The fact that you could play DS games on it helped. It took a little while for it to take off, and there is a vast selection of games for the original 3DS, and they are superb. 2014 is when we saw the new 3DS, 2015 for the new 3DS XL, and 2017 for the new 2DS XL, the last ever console with the name DS on it. And in that short time, from sort of 2014 up to 2017, there was really not a lot of support for the new hardware. Everyone I've spoken to and everyone I know that have bought a new 3DS, they buy it for the extra processing power. It's fantastic for custom firmware because it just gives your machine a lot more power, and obviously the extra button. I mean, the reason I first bought my new 2DS XL was because of the C-Stick, but it would have been great if we'd had a huge range of exclusive titles, and there was a lot more on the eShop. For whatever reason they decided they could only run on the new 3DS, but they were small, stupid little games that could have quite easily run on the older systems too. So I think in total there's about 40 games, including the eShop titles, that will run on the new 3DS. And the games that they did make, such as Fire Emblem Warriors, really showed off how capable this new hardware was. But they just didn't get behind it, and I'm not sure whether it was Nintendo or whether it was just game developers. I mean, the DS games were getting on a bit, and perhaps developers and even Nintendo themselves knew that their next big thing, which was going to be the Switch, was just going to wipe the floor with the 3DS, and it does in terms of hardware. I love this console, and this game is great, and we really should have seen a lot more. Nintendo should have put more into bringing out games exclusively for this. Let me know what you think. Link, like, subscribe, enjoy.